Greetings, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the most controversial firearms. It's been in the media for the past year now. There was a big trial about the use of one of these firearms. It's even been banned at some points, been part of so many political debates. No secret, today I'm talking about the AR-15. Sales for this particular rifle have exploded, especially in the past year. Seems like everybody's going to buy one. And for today's video, I thought I'd talk about a lot of the misconceptions about this rifle, but also I've been wanting to swap out this handguard for some time. I'm going to show you how to do that. Remove this one, install a new one. Plus, I got a cool accessory I picked up from 221B Tactical. I'll show you all that next. This is my AR-15. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P version of the AR-15. When I bought this, it did not come with the rear handle or the front sight. Because it's an M&P model, it just has the short Picatinny rail here, and then of course the longer one here. So I opted at the time of purchase to go ahead and pick up an EOTech holographic sight. And what that does, as you're looking through the sight, it emits a hologram of a crosshair. I'll give you an example of what that looks like. And what I want to do today, I got some different magazines to put in here, but that's easy enough. You eject this and put the new one in. But I wanted to swap out this handguard. This is just the stock handguard, comes on AR-15s. I wanted to put a quad rail and then mount a vertical foregrip like this I picked up from 221B Tactical. I'll talk about that in just a bit. First thing you want to do before you start, always do your safety check. I'm going to make sure that it's not loaded. I'm going to pull the bolt back. Go ahead and inspect. Pop out the magazine, nothing's there. Look down there, and we're empty, clean, and clear. Maintain trigger discipline at all times. Notice as I'm holding this firearm, finger is never on the trigger. Just very important, great habit to get into just to keep you and anybody else around you safe. Now that I've done my safety check, let's talk a little bit about this. This is not a machine gun, okay? This is not a military grade. This is a civilian model of an AR-15. A lot of misconception about this is like, oh my gosh, this is, military, this is a machine gun, and that's just not the case. There are rounds that are in a traditional looking rifle with the wood stock and that are much more powerful than this one. This fires a 223. There's another rifle with a 30-06. It's much more powerful, but it looks like a machine gun. It looks like a fully automatic scary looking rifle. It doesn't look like a traditional hunting rifle, but the internal design, it's one shot by one pull of the trigger, and that's as good as I can get. It's got a few other features here. It's got a telescoping stock that I can adjust to my liking. You can mount some accessories once we swap this out. On the Picatinny rails, like I've put the holographic sight. It's shocking to me how there's so many people that think that this rifle is the exact same thing that the military uses and the police use, and it's just so far from the truth. It's just a rifle like any other rifle that you may have, and it's actually a lot of fun to shoot. A lot of fun to target with this gun, fun to accessorize, put all your add-ons, and the holographic sight's kind of a nice touch. I like that, and really fun to take to the range. Because of the design, it uses the explosive gases from each round through a tube here, which you'll see in a little bit, and that causes the bolt to get pushed back and actually cycle the action. It ejects the spent cartridge and then loads a new one. I really just wanted to clear a lot of the misconceptions about these rifles, as they have a bad rep, and I don't quite understand why, except I feel like people just are not in the know. And so I wanted to make a video explaining, like, hey, this is, you can even see on the settings here, there's a safety setting, and I've got a fire and a safe. If this was a military grade, there'd be another option here for auto or full auto. That's the fully automatic that the military has and will use in military action. But what I want to do right now is go ahead and remove this handguard. I'm going to show you how to do that, hopefully. It's held in place with this, it's called a delta ring right here. Now to remove this, there's a special tool. I've seen some guys, there's some videos where they're trying to muscle it down. Just get the special tool. Get the right tool for the right job. I'll always say that. Just makes everything a lot easier. I'm going to try to do this here. And you'll notice there's a hook at the end. You want to insert that where the magazine would be, right here. It's kind of forked, and you want to get it positioned so that you're going to squeeze gently and pull down. And what that's going to do is put some leverage on there so you can pop the, I don't want it to slip, so you can pop that handguard out. Okay, I'm going to do the bottom first, and I'll go ahead and do the top. And you can see here, there is the gas tube that I was speaking of earlier. You want to be careful that don't damage that. Don't bang that, don't bend that, because that is designed to bring the right amount of gas from each spent round through this tube to push the action back and cycle the rifle. All right, I'm going to set this down. I'll show you what I'm going to put in place. What I'm swapping it out with is this quad rail. This is also a two-piece. But what I wanted to show you is, if you look inside here, one side has the groove for that tube. It's designed to protect that gas tube. So you want to make sure that this piece goes around that gas tube so you don't bend it or misshape it in any way. And then installing it is the same way, but in reverse. You're going to use that special tool, push down on that delta ring, and slide these pieces in place. I'm going to go ahead and get that in place. Remember, I'm going to try to protect that tube. Down. Got one half in. And now I'm going to do the bottom. Okay, looks good. Now you want to do a visual inspection of that delta ring. Get out of the way. And make sure it is seated all the way around that handguard. And that appears to be right on the money. And then of course it's also seated at the front end of the rifle. Alright, so now I've got a quad rail handguard installed. I can put accessories here, top, each side, or even underneath. And what I have to install here today, I got from 221B Tactical. This is a vertical foregrip. It comes with a flashlight, a strobe, or a green laser. Pretty cool. And to install, real simple, because the Picatinny rail is standard. You want to make sure this is unscrewed to have enough space to slide over the rail. You'll see that there's this little bar here, and then the Picatinny rail has got these notches, so that bar will go in between these notches. I'm just going to install it about we'll say like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this like wing nut and snug it down. Alright, so now I've equipped this with a vertical foregrip. And with the push of a button with my thumb, I can activate the light, or the strobe, or the green laser. I'll put a link to this below if you like this kind of setup. The quad rail I had for a while, I picked up from a website called Cheaper Than Dirt. This I picked up from 221B Tactical. There's some other stuff you can get on there as well, some Geeks and Gamer stuff. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and add a larger capacity magazine. So I picked one up here. Kind of cool. It's got transparent sides here, so you can tell if you still have rounds. It's also blue inside, so you know if this magazine is totally empty. That just gets loaded in into the rifle the same way. And we're done. AR-15 is configured. Take this to the range and sight in that laser, and now I've got my new setup. Pretty cool. I'll put a link to this vertical foregrip from 221B Tactical in the description below. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you are a firearm owner, a gun enthusiast, and owner of one of these, I just want to say, please be safe, be careful, be responsible. It's the most gentlemanly thing that you can do if you're a firearm owner. Don't want any accidents to happen or anyone to get hurt. I'm the Capable Gentleman, always showing you ways to go from dirty to dapper and to encourage you to never stop learning. Until next time, be kind. See you next week.